This ABC15 flash briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. All roads lead to Sanderson Ford.
Hi there, I'm Nohelani Graff with your afternoon update from ABC15 Arizona. Phoenix police are investigating after a woman was shot and killed overnight. It happened at a home near 7th Avenue and Broadway. We're told multiple people were at that home at the time, but are staying pretty tight-lipped with investigators. The concern about teen violence in the East Valley still top of mind. Tomorrow, one suspect will be in court, 20-year-old Jacob Pennington, who was arrested in connection with an attack from mid-November. According to court documents, Pennington has already admitted his involvement with the group known as the Gilbert Goons. We do have a warning for East Valley drivers. Tempe's Operation Slowdown begins today. For the next 2 months, anyone pulled over for a traffic violation will receive a ticket, and they are not going to be issuing warnings first. Drivers will see digital radar speed signs up across the city as a reminder, and this is all in an effort to crack down on speeding. The city says the police department has increased traffic enforcement, and in the end of 2023, they had over 300 officer-initiated incidents, and more than 140 of those were traffic stops. Super Wildcard weekend rolls on. The Philadelphia Eagles will be taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday Night Football right here on ABC 15. The fun gets underway at 6 o'clock, and you can catch a special edition of ABC 15 News right after the game.
Throughout his historic life, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered countless speeches from Selma, Memphis, and of course that I Have a Dream speech from our nation's capital. But there's a speech he delivered on campus at ASU that at the time also inspired countless people.
The Valley playing host to greatness. This photo shows civil rights icon Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on stage just moments before he spoke at ASU's Goodwin Stadium in Tempe back on June 3rd, 1964. The speech was called Religious Witness for Human Dignity. According to reports, 8,000 people were in attendance listening to MLK speak for 42 inspiring minutes. The wind of change is blowing, King said as he opened his speech, later calling on Congress to pass the landmark Civil Rights Act. At the time, it was being filibustered in the Senate.
My focus, as I say, was in Arizona.
Retired attorney and civil rights activist Herb Eli was there, and while most of his memories of the speech may have faded, the impact Dr. King made on his life has never been lost.
In terms of inspiration, without any question, I would say that he was the most significant inspiration in my life in terms of the things that I did.
What about him inspired you so much?
His courage and practicality.
Mixing action with inspiration, going on to say in his speech, whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. And his words must have been heard 2,000 miles away on Capitol Hill. Just 2 weeks later, the Senate would finally pass the Civil Rights Act.
And that was despite Arizona Senator Barry Goldwater voting against it. Now, that ASU speech was forgotten for decades until somebody found tapes of it at a Phoenix Goodwill store about 10 years ago. They had been donated from the Lincoln Ragsdale estate. Needless to say, so much history there in that Goodwill find. If you would like to listen to the speech in its entirety, it's about 40 minutes. Head to the main page of ABC15.com because we're going to link to the ASU library where it's currently posted. Reporting here in Phoenix, Nick Saletti, ABC15 Arizona.
Time now for that most accurate forecast. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo. Today, a warm day with near normal temperatures, and I'm calling it warm, not uncomfortable, but right near normal, right where we should be for this time of year. So a very nice day overall, with some clouds increasing later on this afternoon and evening. Otherwise, we're staying dry. Highs reach the 40s to 50s across northern Arizona. We'll see some clouds move in across that northern half of our state first, and eventually those clouds increase here in the valley by this evening. Should make for a pretty sunset, but we will stay dry. Then the clouds clear out tonight, and we are back to sunny tomorrow. We'll see some more clouds on Wednesday, but overall, we've got a warming trend ahead with temperatures climbing into the 70s starting tomorrow and then looking at upper 70s near 80 by Friday. Believe it or not, quite the change from what we had last week. We do have a slight chance of a shower in the high country on Wednesday. Otherwise, the valley looks dry through the week. And then by the weekend, our rain and snow chances start to go back up. We start to see a transition into a more active weather pattern with a slight chance for showers in the valley Sunday.